What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Roster Watch Mock Draft Show. I am Cody Carpentier. You can find me on Twitter at Carpentier NFL. And this is technically not my debut, but is my debut solo here at Roster Watch. I was on the podcast just last week with Alex Dunlap. This week, I'm by myself, and we're going to do a little mock draft action using the world famous ultimate cheat sheet from Roster Watch. Win your fantasy drafts with the Roster Watch Ultimate Draft Cheat Sheet today, available at rosterwatch.com. Be a pro member, be a premium member. Go do that today. It's just 3 rules, and an expert draft is guaranteed. It couldn't be easier. The Roster Watch Ultimate Draft Cheat Sheet, you can't afford to draft this year without it. And today we're going to walk through using the Roster Watch Ultimate Draft Cheat Sheet, PPR. That's 3 rules. Number 1, mark players at the chart as they are drafted. Number 2, select the highest remaining player. And number 3, if there's a tie, choose the player that you like. So we're going to be drafting today. I'm going to pop the screen up right now, and we're going to be mock drafting with a couple of people in the space. We have 5 people in here, so that means we're going to have 7 bots because we haven't got a full draft. But that's okay because that's going to give us just plenty of time to run through here with a little bit of realism and a little bit of computer, and we're going to be able to check off the boxes for the Ultimate Draft Cheat Sheet. I'm going to show you exactly what that cheat sheet looks like right now because it's interactive, it's intuitive, and it's something you want to have when you are drafting this season. Right here, this is what it looks like. You're going to be looking through here. You're going to be clicking off, oh, Justin Jefferson just went, cool. Jamar Chase just went, cool. Click it off, and that is how you're going to keep track. And when it's a tiebreaker between Bijan and Cooper Kupp, that's what we mean by pick the guy you like because they're equal on the playing field. So this is what it looks like when you're drafting with the Ultimate Draft Cheat Sheet from Roster Watch. Now, let's get after it. We're going to start this draft off. We got 5 guys in here. We're drafting from the 4 hole. I think I'm going to go ahead and move this to the 12 hole because there's 2 guys in the front, 2 guys in the middle. I'm going to go to the end. We're going to draft from the 12 hole instead of the 4 here. And let's see what happens on the count of 3. All right. It says Wyatt Johnson is up, and we are off and running in this draft. And I'm going to knock the clock down to 1.5 minutes. I had it at 3 minutes. 1.5 minutes is plenty. All right. So we had Jefferson, Chase, Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, 1-2, McCaffrey and Eckler, 3-4, Diggs, Kelsey, and Kupp. Go after that. So I'm checking these guys right off the cheat sheet as we go, and you can see Matty Kiwoom is on the clock right now. After we see Diggs, Kelsey, Kupp, and Tyreek Hill go off the board. If you're listening live on YouTube right now, leave a comment which team you like as we go through here, and I want to see kind of how this all unfolds. Bijan Robinson goes off. Saquon Barkley at the 11 hole. A.J. Brown and Jonathan Taylor. It looks like Jonathan Taylor is the highest in the cheat sheet right now, so we're going to go ahead and plug in Jonathan Taylor at the turn here, and that leaves the next best player as Tony Pollard, and we're going to plug in Tony Pollard here at running back as well. We're going to turn here. Jonathan Taylor, Tony Pollard at the turn. That's the start. What do we think? I like it. Matty Kiwoom goes CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's from the 9 hole. It's coming right back down to BTTJ33, who started with Tyreek Hill. And then we'll go back to Danvers and Wyatt Johnson, who had Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson. Again, we're using the Roster Watch Ultimate Draft Cheat Sheet. You can find this at rosterwatch.com. Into the Pro Tools section, we have a PPR sheet for 1 QB, and we have a Superflex sheet as well. A.J. Brown is off, like I mentioned before. Devontae Adams. I got to catch up on my sheet. Nick Chubb. First quarterback goes off there at 2.6 with Patrick Mahomes. Derrick Henry, Josh Jacobs go. Jalen Waddle. Again, this is a seasonal PPR league. This is 12 rounds, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, and a flex. That is what the team is built right now. Jalen Hurts goes at the 212. Mark Andrews the 3-1. That's a nice little start there for Wyatt Johnson. He goes Jefferson, Hurts, Andrews the 1 hole. That is going to be a tough spot to beat in drafts this coming year. I can guarantee you that. All right, so what do we got here? We got Stevenson off the board at the 3-3, Breece Hall at the 3-5, Najee Harris at the 3-7 for the running backs off the board. BTTJ is back on the board. We're coming right back down to the turn. I'm hoping to get some wide receivers here, but I'm checking off the boxes, and they just seem to be just falling off. Everybody I want. T. Higgins goes. Devonta Smith, he went right there at that turn. Keelan Metcalf is off. So we got Gibbs, Ken Walker. Let's see here. So the top of the cheat sheet right now is telling us to go after Joe Mixon. So we're going to go ahead and grab that third running back, and that's going to fill in our flex position right there. And then that gives us Amari Cooper at the wide receiver position or Josh Allen. Josh Allen just went, sorry. So that gives us Amari Cooper at the wide receiver position. We got a lot of Amari Cooper this last weekend while we were on the SiriusXM channel 87 with Alex Dunlap. We did a couple of simulations, and Amari Cooper was one that we consistently got. So we're going to consistently get him throughout this entire process. I have a feeling of that. And I feel good about that because I like Deshaun Watson this year. And I think that this Cleveland Browns offense is going to be not as run-centric as it has been the last couple of years with just Nick Chubb. Now they got Elijah Moore and obviously Donovan Peoples-Jones and Amari Cooper. Like, there's a bevy of talent there now, and I think that that's going to be a comfortable spot in fantasy to attack having the Cleveland Browns with Amari Cooper. And I didn't even mention David Njoku yet, so I'm kind of excited about them. Let's see. DeAndre Hopkins goes here at the 4-10. Calvin Ridley goes up the board at the 4-8. Deebo Samuel's gone. Deebo Samuel's been a guy falling to the 4th, 5th round. It's very interesting. I think that's going to be one that we're looking back on during the season and going, damn it, I wish we would have drafted a little more Deebo Samuel once that quarterback is guaranteed to be whoever it is in San Francisco, whether it's Trey Lance, Sam Darnold, or Brock Purdy. TJ Hawkinson goes 4-4 to Matty Kiwoom. I think that's a great selection. I think Hawkinson's a value this year when you look at it respective to the other tight ends in this class in this year. Christian Watson goes out there at the 5-1. George Kittle at the 5-2. Drake London, Dameon Pierce, Justin Herbert. So we're coming right back down here. We're about to be back on the clock here in a minute. And Kyle Pitts goes off just before us, so there's no tight end for us. Trevor Lawrence is the highest graded quarterback left currently. Jerry Jeudy just went off the board. Let's see here. I got to pause this, and I got to check off. I got a little behind in the check boxes. Is Montgomery still there? Montgomery's gone. I think Montgomery's the highest guy in this cheat sheet. So the cheat sheet says to take David Montgomery, so we're going to trust the process, and we're going to take David Montgomery right there. And then the next best player available, I believe, is going to be wide receiver, and that is going to be Tyler Lockett. So that's the start right now. Jonathan Taylor, Tony Pollard, Joe Mixon, Amari Cooper, David Montgomery, Tyler Lockett. We got a lot of Lockett as well this past weekend we were drafting. That's not surprised me, obviously. There's a lot of talent at the wide receiver position in Seattle, and Lockett is just another one that we've seen year after year after year do well in that offense. Jackson Smith and Jigba's there. What's Geno Smith look like? Ken Walker, of course. Zach Charbonnet. Tyler Lockett, again, he's turning 30, but he's still that dude. He's still going to have over 100 targets. He's still going to be able to eat for you in fantasy football. And he's going to have more boom weeks and more above average weeks than he is going to have bust weeks. And that's a guarantee because that's the facts, that's the stats, that's the truth. Again, today we're using the RosterWatch Ultimate Draft cheat sheet. You can find that at rosterwatch.com under the pro section. You get the pro, you can go premium. It's a monthly basis, and you got to draft with this. It's 3 simple rules to be drafting throughout the year. It's you just cross the players off as they go off the board. You take the best player available, and if it's a tie between 2 guys across positions, you just take the guy that you prefer at the position, and it's a playoff championship team guaranteed as you complete. Deontay Johnson goes 6-12 here, right with Mike Williams. So Brandon Ayuk, Pittman, Brandon Ayuk, Pittman, Moore, everyone over the board. Let's see. Did Mike Evans go? I don't think Mike Evans just went. Kirk is still available. Kirk is gone. Kirk just went after 7-2. Trevor Lawrence goes 7-3. There goes Rashad White. All right, Deshaun Watson goes at the 7-11 right in front of us. So that takes another quarterback off the board. Trevor Lawrence. And I think the best player available on our board is Mike Evans. So we're going to grab our third wide receiver right there. Past that, we're going to be looking at let's see, Kadarius Toney. Kadarius Toney's the next guy on the board right now. So there's our start right there. Mike Evans, Kadarius Toney. In the 7th and 8th turn, we got Jonathan Taylor, we got Tony Pollard, we got Amari Cooper, Tyler Lockett, Joe Mixon in the flex, David Montgomery on the bench, Mike Evans on the bench, Kadarius Toney on the bench. We got 2 bench spots left, a quarterback and a tight end. We got 2 turn spots left, and that is it. 9, 10, 11, 12. It's only a 12-round draft today. Maybe next week or the next time we'll do a 16-rounder. Drop a comment in the comments, whatever size league you want. You want us to try a 1 quarterback, 3 running back, 3 wide receiver, we'll do it. Let us know what your league builds are, not so much the scoring, because we're just going to do PPR or Superflex, but let me know, and I'll do 1 QB, multiple running backs, 3 receivers, whatever it may be, however many flexes you have, how deep your bench is, and we'll see what it looks like using the RosterWatch Ultimate Draft cheat sheet. This one's 12 rounds, like I mentioned, 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex, and then 5 bench spots. That's 12 total roster spots. We started out with Jonathan Taylor at the 112, Tony Pollard at the 201, Joe Mixon at the 312, Amari Cooper at the 41, David Montgomery 512, Tyler Lockett 6-1, Mike Evans 712, and Kadarius Toney 8-1. We're coming right back around here, and I'm hoping a quarterback is what it looks like on our docket right now. Tua goes at the 9-5. There was the first quarterback that went since 7-11. 7-11 was Deshaun Watson, and we went all the way back around to Tua Tagovailoa at 9-5. And, of course, I talk about quarterback, and Matty Kiwoom takes our boy Anthony Richardson there at the 9-9. All right, so getting caught up here on guys that have been drafted. I'm a little behind on that, so hopefully I can catch up really quickly. Let's see. I think we're going to look what's available at the tight end position. Tight end is, did Ingram go? Ingram went 9-4. Next available, he's gone. He's gone. Looking straight across. Go Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is right here. We're going to take Kirk here at the 9-12. And the 10-1, our top player available, I believe, is at wide receiver. And that would be... Wait, did I cross him out? I'm a little behind on my cheat sheet, so I'm trying to check it out. This is going really quick. Brown, Dotson, Brown, Bateman. Wait, I think it's running back. I think running back might be the highest right now. All right, timer's about to run out. I don't got the cheat sheet completely updated. I'm trying to keep it updated as I go through here. I'm gonna go with Kendrick because I think he's the highest. Right? Yeah. I'm gonna go Kendrick here. And then I got to make sure I catch back up after right here. All right, so there's the draft so far. We got 2 picks left. We need a tight end. We got a bench spot. We started out, like I mentioned before, with the 4 running backs in the first 5 rounds, and then we hit 4 receivers. We needed probably another receiver and a tight end in the final 2 rounds. That's where we're looking. So Ingram's gone in the 9-4. Kincaid just goes right now. Dalton Schultz at the 10-4. Matty Kiwoom not making it easy on me. I wanted Jordan Addison. I wanted Anthony Richardson. I thought they were going to fall to us. And Matty Kiwoom, smart man, he's in here drafting against us, not making it easy. I really like what this team in the one hole looks like. Starting out with Jefferson, Hurts, Andrews. Then he gets Dobbins, Christian Watson, Deontay Johnson, Jack Smith, and Jigba. I don't love the 3 running backs, 8, 9, 10 as much. But Cortland Sutton there to 11-1 is also a nice selection. All right, so Bateman went off at the 10-7, Elijah Moore at 10-6, Odell Beckham at the 10-10. Let's see where this goes. Jerick McKinnon goes off the board here at the 11-5. That's very interesting. I don't quite get the juice for Jerick McKinnon. It doesn't make a ton of sense to me right now. But whoop, we just lost it here. Chig Okonkwo goes 11-8. So that was the best tight end available on our board right now, was Chig Okonkwo. See what else we got here at the tight end position. So we're looking at wide receiver and we're looking at tight end. And we're coming right back down to the 11-12 spot here. Don't forget to click that like button, click subscribe if you are watching here on YouTube. Much appreciated. And we're going to keep on doing these mock drafts all the way up until the season begins. So if you have, like I said, a strategy, a type, roster size that you'd like to see a mock done for, we're going to get through that for you. Greg Dulcich goes there at the 11-10. So I pull up the tight end spot. We need a tight end. Let's see who's the best available on the cheat sheet. The cheat sheet says Irv Smith. So we're going to go Irv Smith. We're going to go to Cincinnati. We're going to take Irv Smith. And that last roster spot we're going to use on wide receiver. And the top player available at wide receiver is none other than gone. Michael Thomas is gone. Quentin Johnson, Jameson Williams are gone. Let's see. It is Allen Lazard. Allen Lazard will be the final pick of this draft for this roster, and we'll go over the team right here, right now, as I'll pop up the board. So I saw a very interesting post from our friend Nate Liss on his Patreon. You can find him at Outrage You on Patreon. And he posted a thing showing Garrett Wilson and just overall wide receiver splits with and without Aaron Rodgers over Aaron Rodgers' career. And I believe the number was 4.7 more PPR points per game on average for wide receivers whilst playing with Aaron Rodgers versus playing without. So if a guy averages 11.0 without Rodgers, getting Rodgers would make him a 15.7 point per game wide receiver in PPR on average. And so that is a positive note, as Lazard has always played with Rodgers throughout his entire career, and Lazard is still with Rodgers. And this is a weird thing where, they're both in Green Bay last year. Now they're both going to be the Jets. The rapport is going to build with Garrett Wilson. The rapport is going to build maybe with Corey Davis. But Lazard, he went in last year saying he liked Allen Lazard. And now Allen Lazard comes with him to the Jets. That's going to be one of those things where last year he had 788 yards on 60 receptions, 6 touchdowns. If Lazard can stay healthy and you're getting him here around 12 next to guys like Rondale Moore, who his quarterback could be Clayton Tune, Adam Thielen. I like Adam Thielen, but over against Allen Lazard in that situation, I will take Adam Thielen every time. I will say a nice little selection here at the 12.5. Interesting one. Xavier Valade for BTTJ33. He must see some stuff coming from Valade, the rookie from Arizona State. Hey, I don't mind it at all. Wyatt Johnson in the chat says, what do you think? I'm in the one hole. I did talk about your team just a minute ago. I think that's a very strong. I like how you started this a lot. Jefferson, Hurts, Andrews, Dobbins, Watson, Deontay Johnson, Jack Smith, and Jigba. I love your first 7 rounds. And then 8, 9, 10, I'm not the biggest fan. I would have liked a little more depth at the running back position, a little stronger depth, I should say, in my opinion. Penny, A-Chain, Harris. But you did what you had to do. You had to take running back there, and then you get Cortland Sutton, and, of course, Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed is a roster watch favorite. He's one of my favorites from the Senior Bowl down there in Mobile. He was fantastic. He's a dog. He takes a lot of playing styles off of, I thought, Percy Harvin himself. He said Kadarius Toney, so I thought that was an interesting one. But Toney is question. Some would say he's the number 1 in Kansas City. I think he is going into the season right now. But I think you did a good job out of the one hole. Very solid draft. I enjoyed this one. Like I said, First 7 rounds, love it. I just would have went maybe a little different direction with the 8, 9, 10 selections as far as who those running backs were at the time. But very good draft. Appreciate you jumping in here, Wyatt, drafting with us as well. Matty Q had a solid draft. He had Lamb, St. Brown, Metcalf, his first 3 picks out of the 9 hole. Danvers started the 2. He got Chase, Devonta Smith, Josh Allen. His first running back was Alexander Madison. And then, again, we started out with Jonathan Taylor, Tony Pollard, Joe Mixon, Amari Cooper at wide receiver 1, David Montgomery as that wide receiver 4 on the bench, Tyler Lockett, Mike Evans, Kadarius Toney, Kirk Cousins, Kendre Miller, Irv Smith, and Alan Lazard to finish this 12-round draft out. That is the Roster Watch Ultimate Draft Cheat Sheet PPR edition. We'll be back in a couple days and next week doing some Superflex, doing some PPR. Version 2.2 is in the works right now. Alex Dunlap is going to be uploading that either tonight or in the morning. Keep on drafting, my friends. Go to rosterwatch.com, become a pro or a premium member, and get these draft cheat sheets as well as many other tools at rosterwatch.com. Stay tuned in, stay tapped in, and I'll see you on the other side. I appreciate you tapping in. Thank you.